Finally, the wait is over. The most long-awaited game finally makes its debut on PlayStation 4. The ultimate driving simulator with the most realism ever around finally is back. It is Gran Turismo Sport. But in the end, let's be honest, the game pretty much will just end up looking a lot like this. Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I am back again with another game review. My God, there's been a lot of games that all come out at the same time, and this is my review of Gran Turismo Sport. It was developed by Polyphony Digital and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment and was just released for the PlayStation 4 on October 17th of 2017. It is a racing game that comes with 3 modes and a bunch of other options, and it pretty much consists of a campaign mode, sports mode, and the arcade mode, and it has both online and offline racing. It consists of 177 different cars on 17 different tracks that have different configurations for them, and even though it does not have dynamic day, night, or weather cycles, it does allow you to adjust them before a race. Now, it also comes with a PSVR feature, but all in all, it tends to be a rather disappointing one at that. Originally, when this was talked about, they said that you could play the full game in VR, but this one pretty much doesn't do that. It has kind of a tacked on VR mode. Though you can play as all 177 different cars, you can only drive them around 7 of the tracks, only with one other player. So if you were wanting to hope that you could play with multiple people online or something like that in the VR mode, you cannot. Now, at later date, there will be Super GT cars added as well, but they will be paid DLC and are not included in the original 177 cards. Now, it does feature an FIA Gran Turismo Championship that you can play and do online events and actually end up winning a honest-to-God real trophy, which is kind of cool, and they will be having all kinds of live online events, and a monthly schedule will be posted. So if you are big into playing online with other people, this game will have a lot of that, which is pretty damn cool. Now, let me get into the campaign mode, which can be kind of considered a huge disappointment for most people if you were expecting a legitimate kind of story-driven mode. It does not have that. The campaign mode consists of 4 basic setups. You have your driving school, mission challenges, circuit experience, and racing etiquette. Now, you must do all 4 of these in order to get a digital FIA membership in order to play in their championships online. Now, it is just like it sounds. Driving school consists of you going around and doing all kinds of stuff to learn how to control your vehicle properly. Mission challenges pretty much will ask you to be able to do a certain part of the race in a certain way in order to get past that. Circuit experience is basically what you get when you're going through the experience, and racing etiquette is going through and making sure you properly race correctly, which means no driving off the road, no bumping into other cars and stuff like that, which actually is kind of annoying if you ask me, to be forced to go through that to get your digital FIA membership if you want to actually do the online modes. Now, the matchmaking in this game is actually pretty in-depth. I mean, if you want to do a matchmaking and have it put you on with other people, it is pretty well done. Your matchmaking is based off your driver's skill level, which is your basic experience points that you gain throughout the game. Your sportsmanship, which is your safe driving. So if you're a sloppy driver, it will match you up with people who are also sloppy drivers. It also has your driver ratings and your skill tier that is based based on performance. Now, the customization and the livery of the game is quite impressive, and as you go through, you can unlock new options that are used under the miles raced to unlock more custom stuff for your vehicles. So the more miles you race in the game, the more customizable stuff that will unlock in your livery as you go through, which actually is kind of cool, and it does have some massive detailed amount of options that you can do with the customization of the vehicles, and everything from just how you set the gear ratio to all your equipment, all your parts and everything can be adjusted. So that is one thing hands down that Gran Turismo has always done well, in terms of just the details to the amount of options and all the little things that can be changed in the game. Now, it also introduced a ability called Scapes, which is their version of a photo mode, and it uses true HD and physics-based rendering that allows you to place your cars in real-life photos, and you can change certain aspects of it, including everything from the way you turn your wheels to the placement of the vehicle, the lighting effects, if you have any sort of headlights on and stuff like that. And when you render the photo, it will actually use the physics-based rendering to apply proper lighting effects and details to where it makes your vehicle look, honest to God, like it is actually in the photo, which is very impressive, but at the same time has way too many options, I personally think. I mean, the more options the better, but honestly, some of the options are just so insane and in-depth that it is really monumental, the amount of stuff they added into this. Now, also, this game does come with all kinds of assist presets, which will help you with your driving. So if you're very bad at driving, you can actually go in and alter your presets that'll help you from everything from slowing you down automatically around turns, or pretty much on the lowest setting, it drives the damn car pretty much for you. Now, if you turn it on the highest assist preset, you can turn them all off, and then it is full 100% your control with the vehicle. It also has a rally mode, but it's not really that good. I mean, I found that it seems to be a little floaty, and you can lose your grip a little bit too easy when you're trying to make turns, and your drifting is not really well done. It is a nice addition to have, quote unquote, a sort of rally mode in this, but in the end, it is just another race with dirt for the road instead of actual road. Now, one major downfall with this game, and it even says it on the box, is you must have an internet connection to play this game. The internet connection is required, and they claim it's for data and updates, and also you have to have a PlayStation Plus membership for online races, which you kind of knew that already, let's be honest. Anything online for PlayStation, you have to have a PS Plus membership or you can't do anything. But there are some of the modes that do not require you to have an internet connection in order to play the game. You can play split screen and some other races offline without the need for the actual internet connection. But for the most part, if you're trying to do anything else, it will require you to have your internet connection in order to play this game, which I think is a huge disappointment. Now, it does have PlayStation 4 Pro support, which does allow up to 4K 1880p, but it is the checkerboard upscaling. So to me, I call that 2.5K. I don't call it 4K because checkerboard upscaling is not real 4K, but it does certainly make the game look fantastic. Now, if you don't have a 4K TV and you're not running it in 4K, it still will run in 1080p on your TV and locks the game at a very stable and beautiful 60 frames a second, and also has multiple versions of different anti-aliasing to actually add for the overall improvement of the graphical fidelity of the game. All in all, it is a very, very good game, but all in all, for the amount of weight and how long it took for them to make this, I would have to say it turns out in the long run, I've played much better games. I actually think this one, while it does have a lot of great options and great features and a really good list of cars and some decent tracks, I find it to be kind of lacking compared to games out there like Forza Sport and all the other Forzas. Now, one thing hands down this does have that beats the shit out of Forza is the fact that currently, from what I've noticed, is no microtransactions. That's right, no loot loot boxes and no microtransactions. That's one thing I did have a problem with the new Forza. Other than that, Forza has way more cars, way more tracks, and all in all, I have to say it, I think that the control in this game seems to be a little bit too sensitive. As you tweak and customize your vehicle, you can actually change that and make it to your liking, but all in all, I still think the drifting is way too floaty, and I think the controls are just way too damn sensitive. I actually like the control setup better in Forza. I hate to say it. And another thing is most of the load times, depending on how many other cars you are racing with on a certain track, can take a good amount of time before the level actually loads. Once it loads and then you go back and you replay it from that point, it'll automatically load up and you don't have to wait that long. But at first, once it's first loading the level, it can take quite a bit of time for it to load. And the one main thing that I have to say that really bugs the shit out of me about this is the music absolutely is terrible. Now, I'm not saying this music is bad music, but I'm saying I don't like it at all. I think the music does not fit with this game, and it is freaking terrible. All in all, my final thoughts on this game are that it looks beautiful. I don't think the control is really that well done. I think it's too floaty on the drifting and way too touchy on control. For a game that is supposed to be a very realistic simulation, I think the way the damage is done and overall the crashes, the way they happen, are very unrealistic and not well done at all. I do like there's photo mode, the escapes mode. That is very impressive with the amount of features and options it does have. But in the end, when I'm buying a racing game, I want to buy it for a racing game. And the fact that it feels like they just tacked on the PlayStation VR aspect, which was one of the main draws in the very beginning of this game that I waited a long time to play. The only thing it consists of is when you're racing is while you're in a cockpit mode, you can kind of look around and look to your sides and stuff like that. It does have a pretty decent VR mode, but like I said, all in all, it feels like it was tacked on and really kind of half-assed. So all in all, for only having 177 different cars and only 17 different tracks, and it does not have any day or night cycles, I would have to say the long wait was not worth it. This is still a damn good racing game. Don't get me wrong at all. Gran Turismo is still a really good racing game, but with all the other racing games that are currently out on the market, this one pales in comparison. Now, if I recommend that you go out and buy this, I would have to say no, do not buy this. I definitely say wait for a deep dive sale, pick it up if it's discounted, or borrow it from a friend, or of course rent it from the Redbox or your local video rental store. Do not buy this game. I personally do not think it's really that good. I think, once again, they spent more time on modeling the damn cars and the tracks than they did on actually making a fun racing game. I miss the days of the old PlayStation 2 Gran Turismo. That one seemed a lot funner than this. And all in all, I think it had a hell of a lot more cars and a lot more options than this one as well. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I want to say thank you for everyone who subscribes to my channel. I want to say thank you for everyone who watches this video. Please leave a comment below if you plan on playing this game, and if you think that my review is worth a crap at all. Once again, this is only my personal opinion, and yours may be different based on if you like it or not. If you're big into doing all kinds of customization, you might like this, but in the end, I did not find that the options with it were that appealing to me. I always end my videos by saying, remember people, have fun, play hard, and of course, the devil is in the details. Peace out.